I'll say about it is, I totally forgot what the fuck I was going to say. Give me just 1 second here.
I bet you burped in reviews. What are you doing in orchestra?
I cannot fucking remember what I was going to say. Ganjin Dan.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched a Movie. I'm Jay, this is Mike, and are you ready to shine in your pants?
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
Keep your shire in your pants. The Hobbit, a prequel to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I've read the book.
Because I never read the book. I got assigned it in senior year in high school, and I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to read that.
There's fucking elves on it. I mean, you're going to go see this movie, and you're going to expect it to be a long-ass movie. You're a genius, because it really is. I got a fucking blood clot in my ass.
There's full frontal male nudity right now. I'm just going to tell you.
Get it away.
I'm not a big fantasy guy. I usually don't get into... I just burped.
I smelled it.
I usually don't get into these type of movies at all. But in leading up to this, I was like, you know, I want to get into this, though. I want to like it. So I watched today the Lord of the Rings movies for the first time. I had a little movie marathon to myself.
Yeah.
And watched them all and really enjoyed them.
You climbed that mountain of fuck.
You know what I love about these movies?
What?
This is why I like them, even though I'm not into the whole fantasy thing. And then I'm just going to get into serious territory here. Just give me a second. But these movies, more so than any other movies I've ever seen, really focus on the fact that the goodness can conquer everything.
Oh, Samwise.
I know.
Samwise Gamgee.
I'd like to hear more of the story of Sam.
Sounds like a good tale.
The only real difference between this one and the other ones for me, with the other ones it was like the whole world was gonna like end basically if this ring got into the wrong hands or whatever, and it seemed like there was so much more in danger in those other movies. And this one it didn't really seem like that. It was more like centralized on these characters and their motives rather than everybody's. And I guess it took a little bit of the there wasn't as much at stake in this one. It just wasn't as like emotional, I guess. You know, as the other three were.
Well, you actually hit a point on it. There's no humans in this at all. Like it's all dwarves, elves, and wizards, and so there's not a human or a human anchor that really gets the. I mean, it's still a great movie. It's just really heavy laden fantasy. The special effects in this were amazing. I don't know how this won't get an award because what they did with Gollum looks even better than what he looked like in Lord of the Rings.
Trying to decide which ticket to buy, go with the 3D. There's not a lot of stuff that comes out of the screen at you, but it just looks so good. The landscapes is really what the special effects key.
I felt like I was in Hobbiton sometimes. I know. And that song, I wanted them to, it was like I was sitting there by the fire listening to it and falling asleep. And by the way, that elf chick, Galadriel, or whatever her name is, not Liv Tyler, the other one, she's friggin'. For an older lady, yeah, I like that elf fest. Yeah, okay. But it's like her voice, like she's got. I mean, they're great dialogue scenes throughout the movie, but like her voice puts me to sleep. I just want to record her voice and go to sleep by it.
You'll get everything that you want from like a Lord of the Rings type movie in this, but like you said, it centers around like the dwarves and stuff like that mostly. And the only thing I will say about this movie, it's you can tell that they stretched it out.
Yeah, there's fillers.
You can tell there's a little bit of filler that they stretched out. There were some scenes that was just like, okay, let's get to the next one now.
Like when you're watching it and you're getting your blood clot and you start feeling it move and you're trying to shift, you're like, all right, I get this. I understand that there's a lot of cool special effects. Like there's a scene at the end of the movie, towards the end, where these eagles come and they help out. I'm sure you guys remember Gandalf calls these eagles, which is fucking cool. I wish I could do that. I wish giant eagles would come and help me in traffic. Yeah, he calls these giant eagles and they're flying over this landscape. It's awesome. It looks good, but it's just forever. And that's what we were talking about in the car. Is like just, okay, there's a fucking 18 mountains that they can land on and have a good time. It was like, I think Peter Jackson, like when he was watching that on the viewfinder, when he was shooting it, he was like, it's just so beautiful. And
they're like, stop the shot. He's like, I can't.
He probably didn't even hear him. He was just like.
That's all the bad things I'm going to say about it. Like I said, it looks amazing. The characters are still there. This one's got a lot more comedy than the other movies.
Yeah, it does. It was really good.
The dwarves had some really funny things, like that one guy. He's like, do they have any chips?
Ian McKellen does a great job with Gandalf again. The guy they got to play the main dwarf prince, he's good. I mean, they were trying to go for the Aragorn counter, and it was whatever. I mean, he's not as good as Viggo Mortensen, but who can be?
Yeah, it's it's not racist against dwarves or anything, but it's a lot harder to get emotionally invested in a dwarf type character than a human.
I'm kind of racist against dwarves. Stay in your fucking mountains. The Bilbo guy, I thought he was good. At first, I didn't like him. Okay, at first, I did not like the character the actor that played Bilbo Baggins because I thought he was just kind of like a Magoo-ish, but then I understood. Yeah, but I understood what they were gonna like as it developed, as the movie went on, and I can understand. All right, I get where he's coming from now. He's more of a sincere, like, good-hearted person, and I liked all the villains in it too. The villains are great. There's this friggin' pale orc that is pretty badass. You know who he reminded me of? There was only it was kind of funny. He kind of looked like a fucked up Daniel Craig in the face, or he looked like a He-Man trap jaw.
And I really appreciate some of the stuff they did in this movie because a lot of the stuff in this movie wasn't even touched on in the trailer. Say that's rare. There was a couple scenes I was like, oh shit, I didn't expect that to happen. That was awesome. But no, bottom line, guys, you're going to get most of what you expect in the Lord of the Rings films. It doesn't really capture quite as much charm as those movies did for me, but it was still really enjoyable. I mean, if you're interested at all in the Lord of the Rings movie, definitely go see this and buy the 3D ticket.
Yeah, if you guys, I mean, any Lord of the Rings fan is going to love this movie, I think. 8.0. I think just a good movie, 8.0.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8.0 too. You know, and just to throw this out there, where I watch the other movies, those ones range around an 8.5 to a 9.0 for me.
Yeah.
This one is just below that. It's still a really great movie, guys. So that's it. And the only other thing I want to talk about is the crowd that we saw this with.
Oh my God.
There was this dude in front of us, guys.
Freaking
and
douche.
oh my God, we thought he was joking. He was sitting there and he had his arms around this girl and he was like, "Movie hasn't started yet," and literally did this. And I'm not shitting you. Like put his mouth around her mouth and went. Like I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, him and I were like, he was like, we thought he was joking. Like I would see his head move like erratically, but he was like it was like a clown having an epileptic seizure on this girl's face, and I was like, shit.
He would like put full on like whole handful of popcorn in his mouth, and then turn around to that girl and be like,
oh God, you know it smelled like butt.
Oh! That's it for us, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. Comment down below. Let us know what you guys thought of The Hobbit, and we gotta get out of here, man.
I think our ponies are gone.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.